Okay, second episode.
Welcome back, everyone. So just now we have talked about PRADA. First key element will be P.
Yeah.
P stands for priority. Right. So priority, what does it mean by priority? You know, our children's well-being is actually our main priority in life. Yeah, in terms of maybe in health. Yeah, health is definitely our priority. We need to look into our well-being of our children. What are the foods they are taking? All these things. I believe I don't have to talk about health. I'm sure most of the parents will actually look into the health of their children. Right. I think the most important thing in Malaysia, most common thing that is ignored is actually the emotional state of mind of our children. We do not know what they think. We do not know what they feel, and we do not even know why are they behaving this way. Right? So we will actually touch more on this in our later stage. But first thing we need to talk about priority first. How do we prioritize our time? Our time and also our attention to our children. I don't care whether they are 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, or what's their age. Every children needs the time. Otherwise they will find some other places to go. Right? They are not so family oriented anymore. Then we cannot blame them for not staying in the house. Right? So it all comes back to a priority. So the age group of 1 to 17 is is very important to stick close to them and to understand their emotional well-being. Right? So emotional state of mind includes their emotions, includes their way of thinking. Because I think a lot of students that I met, they have very limited thinking in their mind. A lot of barriers that are set between themselves. A lot of rules. They cannot do this. They cannot do that. So in a way, it actually locked them up in a cage. 發揮唔到佢哋個創意。Right? I'll mix a little bit with Chinese, so sometimes you will feel that it's more relevant in yeah. So and I feel that they have a lot of thinking which are very, what I call that, immature. Immature is one thing. And another thing is that they set limit to themselves. They can't move out from
they're not comfortable with themselves.
Yeah, they are not comfortable with themselves.
To step out from the comfortable zone, I would say that.
So it affects their development. So that's why, as you can see, some of my friends when I was in Form 5, they can score very well after in SPM, 8 A's, 9 A's. But after that, that's it. They stay at home and play games and become fatter and fatter.
I kind of agree with that. I can see that a lot of these actually smart students who actually get like 10 A's or even like we have like 21 A's. That's the record for SPM students. But somehow I feel that they kind of lack this kind of emotional intelligence. I would say that. So how can you actually like what would you actually recommend to all those parents to actually overcome this kind of situations?
So first of all, I think parents, they have to understand their children's personality first. Each one, they have their different love language one. So love language, we will talk about it later in our other sessions, right? But I think priority comes first. If you do not set priority, you set other things as a priority, maybe in your work or other things, then very naturally you ignore the fact that your children needs attention. Right? Sometimes I say I'm too busy making money. I need to supply. I need to actually provide for my family, provide for my children. But not in terms of money only, because you need your time, need your effort also to care about them. Right? So I think this is very important. Priority.
Especially in this kind of I would say in the current economy situation, it's like I can see that most of the parents, they actually send their kids to those nursery center,
childcare as well.
Childcare center, and or else they will actually send to their parents to take care of them. Like for instance, my brother and sister, most of their kids are actually sent to my parents' house to take care. So I can see that there's kind of less interactions happening on between the kids and their parents. And I can see that most of these kids, they are kind of more attached to my parents rather than to my brother or sisters. So in these kind of situations, right, how can we actually like prioritize? I mean, like for those parents, right, we understand their needs. They need to find source of income to actually support the whole family. But at the same time, they need to juggle the time for the kids. And especially with all the traffic jam going on, every day need to travel like 2 or 3 hours. So sometimes I can really understand those parents. They are kind of their schedule is kind of squeezed lah. So maybe you have any recommendation?
I wouldn't say recommendation. I mean, time is it depends on how they use their time, how they utilize the time. Of course, they have so many things to do. I cannot say, oh, you need to come up with the time. It's not fixed. But I think the most important thing is our heart lah. I mean, 1 week time we have at least, I think we have weekends, right? Weekend we actually spend more time for our children. Because Monday to Friday they are more on studies. They spend a lot of time. It's okay because in this society, I think, especially the economy, and as you say, is bad. We need to find something to supply for the family. Otherwise, it will be hard for them to survive, even to eat. So I think it all comes back to how we're gonna set the priority for our children.
As well as to organize our time. When
we have a heart, I think we will do it. Because if let's say, for example, this thing is very, very important to me, I have to squeeze in time for it. If you can squeeze in time for your business, why not your children?
Okay, so the priority is mainly for like you need to give more time or more caring to your children.
More understanding on what are they facing. We need to know, because we don't even know what our children are, what are their favorite things, what are their favorite activities, what they want to study, what are their dreams. Because
actually I thought nowadays they have those like before they give birth, then they can attend those courses then to like 怎么说呢，那种就是给他们生前的那种教育。So you need to prepare a lot of things because are you ready to become a parent? Then they need to let them know why you have to educate your children, or why you have to give more time to them, because that will affect their whole life, especially when they're childhood.
I think they have a lot, and I think most of the parents before they give birth, they also attend a lot of this kind of self-development.
But your friend, will they attend? Because a lot of my friends, they didn't.
Some of my friends, I think they actually like listening to those special Mozart songs. They say that once those unborn baby listening to this kind of music, they will be much smarter.
Yes.
But I'm not sure how true it is. But anyway, at least they tried it lah.
Did you attend our human growth that last time we were studying at CMP?
Yes.
They already I mean, it is proof that if let's say one is listening the what heavy metal, that one will be
those rock type.
That's
why they say choose a classic one, a classical music one.
Relaxation. It all comes back to relaxation.
Okay.
So I think what I want to say. Priority lah. And a lot of times we have a lot of development programs, and you see in KL they have all those programs in the newspaper. A lot of people go and attend one, but after you attend, you apply into your life, not is another story.
People, a lot of people that after they learn, but they don't, I know, but they don't act on. They don't do what they learn.
So I think this is one of the main thing lah. We know, but we do not know actually. So it's irony lah.
We know, but we do not know.
We know, but we don't know how to apply it to it.
Probably sometimes we do not know what we do not know also. I can see that your age group is like kind of wide, from a 1 year old right up to a 17 years old. I would say that. And sometimes I heard that the most crucial part will be like between maybe 1 year old right up to a 12 years old. That's when the kids they still haven't become a teenager, because I was told that I was informed that once the kid reach teenager stage, it's kind of tough to actually get close with them if you did not prioritize them at the early stage.
So I think every age is important. It's not just on
focusing on a certain stage.
Because every stage you have to hold their hand and guide them, understand them. Because if you miss any of the stage, that's it.
And that is your own child, your own children. You have to love them. Okay.
Right. Then the third one will be living environment. Living environment is also very important. Where do you live, or where do you stay?
Yeah.
That determines actually the environment that shape an individual lah.
And also,
Right.
is that more to like the friend they hang around with?
The neighborhood, your housing
yeah.
area, the cleanliness of the housing area, and neighborhood. It also depends on the kind of neighbors and kind of people that you go around.
Demographic.
Yeah. So this actually affects the growth, children growth.
Okay.
So we proceed to the next
okay.
thing.
Responsibility.
Sorry, it's a bit small, some of the words, I think. Too much of information here. But just now I mentioned about the love language of the children. We have actually five of the kind of love language. First one will be acts of service, right? So I believe some of our students, or maybe some of the kids, not to say kids lah, even adults also, we have 5 love languages. When we talk about marriage, when we talk about relationship, we have 5 love language. If a couple does not understand the other half, their love language, it's very hard for them to communicate with each other. Okay, so what does acts of service means? Which means a person really will appreciate when you actually do service for them. Take for example, I help you clean your room. Wow, you say, wow, I appreciate this kind of thing, because his love language is acts of service. So I would appreciate someone if he actually help me with my work, help me with my project, my chores. So basically this kind of personality is more on acts of service, right? Second one, with physical touch. Some children likes to hug. Mother, please hug me, give me a bear hug, high five. So this is the language that you can talk to your children. If you know their language, if they know their love language, you just focus on this few only. You just, maybe some of the children, they are more on physical touch. Mommy, I want bear hug, can you give me a hug? So every day also hug. If let's say for Asian are very common, and say, oh,
a bit reserved.
Don't want lah. Why always hug on you? So you see, there's a gap there already. So if we understand that, oh, this child of mine, he likes to be touched, so I'll give him more hugs and give him high five every time he succeed in doing something. Right? So this physical touch. Then quality time will be spending time with the children, right? And going for movies, going for outing, And words of affirmation is that some kids like to listen to
praise,
being praised.
Yes.
Like say, wow, you are smart. You're smart, man. You're very smart. You're a smart kid. They like words of affirmation. Lastly, you'll be receiving gift. And when they actually achieve something in their exams, you give them some gift. So all these 5 love language, I think, is very straightforward lah. You don't have to elaborate so much. I think it speaks for itself, right? Why am I talking about the love language? I think because love language is important, and it links back to safety as well. A lot of things I don't want to just talk about. Oh, you need to learn self-defense to protect your child. I think in this society, we need to think a little bit more in depth, right? So what are the things that actually link back to safety? It's actually your communication with your children. If you do not communicate well, they may sometimes even leave the house without your knowledge. And you don't even know who they are mixing with. Right? So all these are danger, right? It actually links back. It causes a chain reaction to things. Sometimes it may not be direct. It's an indirect things. That's why we are talking about safety. Even though I teach martial arts, but I think some of the philosophy that I'm teaching is actually preparing them to prevent themselves from crime from happening, right? So to have a more direct safety prevention topic, we will go into how to keep your children safe at all times. Now, this is more direct measures, right? Just now we talked about love language that is indirect. indirect measures. So when we talk about direct measures, how to keep your children safe at all times will be, a lot of times I see a lot of mothers, they leave their children in the car with the engine running, right? So when the engine running, just a few seconds, things might happen, you know. So what are the things that we need to take a look at? Is these are the main things. Then lock your vehicle back door, apply child lock. I don't know whether you watched one of the video before in YouTube. I think it's in China. The child actually opened the door and fell off the car, and the father have to come out from the car, and the car is still running. So the car actually banged into some other people's car, right? So always apply all these small things. The last two will be never too eager to shop until you forget the existing of your children. Wow, sales is coming. I want to buy this, buy that. Then suddenly you look behind, your children gone already. Your child is gone, right? And lastly, don't carry too many bags to allow your children to walk, because all these are the main thing that I always see when I go into IKEA, especially during the shopping season, Christmas,
season.
Hari Raya, CNY, you know. So all these are the things, because when you carry too much bags, your children also carry with you. They walk in front of you or walk behind of you. Basically, if anything happens, your hands are just tied. Yeah. So these are the main responsibility that we need to look into. Yeah. I think I will stop here for a while.
Okay.
And